Hello and good evening. And of course, welcome to this cigar review by me, Rocky Cigar Review, and of course, Cigar Kurt. And tonight's cigar that we're going to be doing is Foundation Cigars, and it's going to be the Olmec. And I've got the Claro and Kurt. Which one have you got, my brother?
Good evening. I've got the Maduro. I've got the Corona Gorda size, the five and
Yep.
a half by 48.
So, of course, this cigar was voted 2022 Cigar of the Year. And of course, we know last year it was also in Cigar Aficionados magazine and got a very good rating. Well, just want to go first over, of course, how unique the cigar box is. And of course, you can see the Olmec on it. The nice signs, of course, of Foundation with their sign. And of course, on the back, which is very unique of the cigar box, it's got Foundation Cigars designed there, telling you, of course, it's made in Nicaragua. And the uniqueness of this box, not like many, of course, it's a catch. As you open it up, you can see, of course, the Olmec inside. And on, of course, the cedar wood is the cigar that an Olmec would have rolled. They do come in 12 count boxes. This, of course, is the Robusto box. As you can see, I've got one lonely little cigar there. But it comes with a nice, of course, band that wraps the 12. It comes with one tray, and then, of course, your next tray underneath would be, of course, your other 12. And it's a very nice box. Gotta admit, I'm well impressed with this box, of course, by Foundation. And it's superb, and I like it. And of course, Kurt, where did you get your cigar from, my brother? Where did you get yours?
I bought mine I got a 5-pack special. I believe I got it off Cigar Page, so they had a good deal on them. And I was making some donations that day, and I couldn't pass this up.
Donations. So, of course, the difference of the cigar, of course, I've got the Claro, and Kurt, of course, has got the Maduro. Now, for everyone that probably knows or doesn't know, the only difference in this cigar is the wrapper. Basically, it's a Maduro Mexican San Andreas. This is a Calero Mexican San Andreas. But of course, Kurt, what's the binder and what's the filler, my brother, in the cigar that we're going to be smoking?
Well, this one is I mean, this goes back to the whole story of the Almac, so I don't know if you want to go into that, but this is a Mexican San Andreas wrapper. The binder's Nicaraguan, and the filler is Nicaraguan as well, from Esteli and the Jalapa regions of Nicaragua.
Yep. Yeah, and you know something? It's a very unique story when you think, of course, of the whole thing of the Olmecs. And of course, the heartland of the Olmecs is the tropical lowlands, of course, of the modern day Mexican states, which was, of course, Veracruz, Tabasco, and San Andreas Taxula. And of course, today this is the same region that grows some of the finest San Andreas Negro wrapper tobaccos. And of course, the seed variety is considered one of the oldest seed varieties in the world. Olmec cigars contain the finest Nicaraguan filler tobacco from Esteli, of course, of Jalapa, like Kurt said. And after fermentation, these filler tobaccos are baled and aged for 3 years before arriving on the production floor, and these great cigars come out. And of course, the San Andreas Nicro wrapper, of course, comes from the rich volcanic soil of the land of the Olmecs. It is fermented slowly at the low temperatures to preserve the natural oils that give flavour. And then, of course, we're going to give you our notes on the cigar and what we get through it. And you know something, Kurt, how many of these have you smoked so far now, Kurt? Out of course, getting your 5 pack, how many of the Olmecs have you smoked?
This is only going to be my third one, and I've been fighting not to smoke them because this is probably my new favorite cigar.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
So that so this will be my 11th of this, and of course, I was very fortunate enough to explore this cigar last year, and when it came out, of course, in America, and I got it sent over to England, and I tasted it, and I was impressed at the first time. You know something, 11 more times she's impressed me even more with the cigar. And of course, I have got the Robusta, so it is a 5B50. And Kurt, what size have you got again, my brother? Sorry.
I've got the
That you were
Corona
saying?
Gorda, which is 5.5 by 48, so a
Yeah.
little bit smaller. I'm gonna have to. Normally, I'm a faster smoker than you are, so I'm really gonna have to be patient tonight. Keep up.
Yep. And what are you pairing with, of course, your cigar? You got anything that you're pairing with it?
No, I just got my Diet Mountain Dew. Just I didn't pour any alcohol tonight.
So I've got whiskey, and of course, it's the Hay Club, Davy Beckham's, which, yeah. So I can't wait to see how that compares. But of course, let's go over what we get from the smell of the wrapper and what kind of smells do we get.
For me, I get a cocoa, some earth, and some leather in the initial aromas off the
Yeah,
wrapper and off the foot.
yeah. And to be honest with you, I got to match you there with the earth and the leather. Of course, the cocoa, not so much. Well, that leather, and of course, the earth is straight there. And the
Yeah, it'll be
smell. So,
interesting to see our differences with you smoking the Claro and me smoking the Maduro.
yeah. But of course, I'm going to go with Old Trusty, my double bladed guillotine. So that's how I'm going to be chopping my cigar, Kurt. And of course, no doubt you're going to be using your perfect cut, aren't you, Kurt?
Yep, I got it right here. My double bladed, perfect cut.
Yep.
Gives me the perfect cut every time.
And all you do is take a bit off, take the cap. Take the cap, don't cut too much.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
see it.
we've all done that before.
Takes the cap
Of
off
course.
very nice.
All right. So, of course, let's go over the pull and see what we got off the cold draw.
Oh, man. Got no draw issues. I just basically on the
Yep.
cold draw, I just get cocoa and leather, but I know what's coming. That's it's anticipating. I've been anticipating this all day.
Yep. So, of course, let's get it lit, Kurt, and have a couple of puffs, and then, of course, we'll go over them first initial puffs into the cigar, and then, of course, as we get down into the cigar, we'll be back. But let's get it lit and get them first couple of puffs in the cigar. So I'm just, of course, using my 3-blade, of course, jet torch lighter to light my cigar. All right.
I've got a fan sitting off to the side here, so I'm battling that when I'm trying to light it, but
Yep.
I am successful.
Oh. Yeah, straight away. You always know what you're getting on that first initial puff. Oh, yeah.
Mm, mm, mm.
So as you know, like we said, of course, it's an easy pull, and it's showing there, of course, with the smoke. I don't say there's this, especially if you're smoking in the house like I am at the moment, because it's raining here in England, which, what's new, of course. And, of course, this rain, you kind of go sitting smoking a good cigar outside. But it's not very smoky for a cigar inside the house when I smoke it, Kurt. Now, I can see it's not overly smoking while you're outside. But first couple of puffs, what you getting, my brother, on your first couple of puffs into it? What's it?
Right off the bat, you get a nice black pepper, and this is really for me. This is a really rich earth. I get a little bit of dark chocolate, and then on the back end, I've got some dried fruit notes. But for me, as I get into
Yep.
this is really a thick, chewy smoke, and that's one of the reasons I absolutely love the cigar.
Yep.
I've fallen in love with it.
Yeah. So, of course, I'm getting that black pepper straight off the kick. And, of course, we're only just into the first couple of puffs. And I'm getting that woody taste. The leather's there at the back because it dries the mouth, of course, and you feel the leather as it dries the mouth. But you know something? No fruit at the moment. Now, before, when I've smoked it, as we've got down a little bit more, I'll go over that initial taste of what I have had before. But of course, me and Kate are going to go. We're going to get down into the cigar bit. And then as we get into the second, or yeah, as we get into the second, we'll come back and we'll tell you, of course, what we're getting into the second. So stay with us. We won't be long. And also, make sure to go and check out the Cigar Lounge, of course, on YouTube, where, of course, this video is going to be. Because we've got a fantastic giveaway, and the lines close as of the 22nd of July to win a fabulous 50 cal cigar pick that Kate has personally made. And of course, you've got to be in it to win it. So please put hashtag Cigar Lounge giveaway, hashtag subscribe, which of course you've got to subscribe to the YouTube. Find the post that's on Instagram, which is the first post on the Cigar Lounge. Of course, again, hashtag Cigar Lounge giveaway, hashtag subscribe, and tag 3 of your friends. Got to be in it to win it. And of course, all entries have got to be in the 22nd, because that's when the lines close. And on the 23rd, when myself and Kate and the rest of the Cigar Lounge Bros are live, we will announce the winner live on the Cigar Lounge podcast. And that will be the 23rd of July, 7 p.m., of course, Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Pacific, and of course, for anyone in England, midnight. But of course, me and Kate are going to get down into the cigar, and I'll be back. So stay tuned. We'll see you in a minute. So now we're back, of course, early. And the reason we're back early is because we just want to go over, of course, the initial taste that we're getting before we get into the second. And at the moment, that black pepper is straight there in the mouth. Really nice black pepper. The earth's there, the leather's there. I'm getting a subtle note of like an espresso. Now, of course, I've had a sip of whiskey while I've been, of course, smoking the cigar, and it's not affecting the palate. The whiskey isn't. If anything, the whiskey's bringing more of that black pepper out, and it's a nice black pepper. It's not, oh, excuse me, it's not overpowering black pepper. It's not going to make you sneeze. Don't get me wrong. Couple of retro ales, yeah, you're going to sneeze. It gets there, it's straight in the nostrils, and you're going to know about it. Okay, what are you getting on yours? Because, like we said, I've got the Claro, you've got the Maduro, which is a bit stronger, of course. So what are you getting?
On this Maduro, I've still got that black pepper right up front. That's the first thing that you notice. And it's just the earthiness in this is just a very, very rich earth. I've got a little bit of cocoa, a real dark cocoa, just kind of some hints of it, and some hints of that dark fruit, like I said. But for me, one of the most attractive thing is this is just a very what I call chewy smoke. It's just a thick, robust smoke. And as far as strength, I don't know how you feel with the Claro, but on my, I put this as a medium to medium plus, starting off right off the bat. So on my flavor strength profile, I've got it as a 6 out of a 10. And it does go up from there for me as I get further into it. But, that begs the question, is this for a new cigar smoker? And I would say, I'm going to have to say, I don't think so on this one. If you've got a few under your belt and you're starting to maybe taste some notes, it may be something that you can move into and start appreciating some of this notes, because this cigar is so wonderful to me to be able to appreciate those notes, and it just gets better and better as you go through it, and I can't wait to get into it here. I'm smoking slow. You got a bigger cigar.
You know something? It makes me question that, of course, with your thought, and of course, with you saying about me having the Claro. Now, yes, of course, as we know, it's the same binder, the same filler. It's just a different wrapper. I definitely say this. Your Maduro is going to have more of course, of that pepper kick. It's going to be more of the medium to stronger side. Mine is more that medium because of it being a Calero. Now, I wouldn't say to a newer cigar smoker stay away from the Calero. I would from, of course, the Maduro, like yourself, because you need a couple underneath your belt with that one. But try the Calero. If the Calero suits you, then by all means go and try the Maduro. But of course, I've got the Calero because it's the only one that we've got in the UK at the
Yeah,
moment. Hopefully, the Maduro
and
comes
I
out and we get it.
and I have not smoked the Claro, but I think with the Maduro, that dried fruit that I have, it's just a little bit of sweetness in there, and I think that's from the Maduro wrapper that I'm tasting that.
It is very chewy. You know straight away. It's got that earth. It's got that leather. It's got that coffee type. It's espresso coffee to me. It tastes like an espresso. And it's a nice taste. Construction on the cigar, it's brilliant. Yes, okay. The ash is very flaky, as you can see in the video. Very flaky. The burn's just a little bit wobbly. Not overly fussed about it. Of course, it has got a very nice band on it, which we will go into as we get more into the video. But let's get into this second, and then we'll be back, of course, with what we get in the second. And also, if you want to go and have a full review and a read of a review, then go check out, of course, www.cigarlounge.com, and you can find Cigar Kurt's review of Foundation Cigars, the Olmec Maduro. It's on the website, so you'll see Cigar Lounge blog, and go and check them out. And there's plenty of other blogs on there that Kurt's done. And of course, our other brother, Vital and Proof, Matthew. So make sure to check them out. Like I say again, www.cigarlounge.com. But we're going to get into the second, and we'll be back. So stay smoky, and we'll catch you soon. So of course, it's me and Kurt, and we're back. And we're now into the second, of course, of the Foundation Cigars Olmec. And Kurt, what are you getting out of this second, my brother? What are you getting out of second?
When I get into the second, third, for me, that intensity clicks up just another little notch. I'd put it from a 6 to a 6.5. So it's heading towards that medium plus for me. That spice, it's a spicy black pepper. It's still a black pepper, but it's got some spice to it, a little bit of bite to it. That dark fruit is kind of moved a little bit more up front for me. And that that rich earthiness, it's a creamy earthiness. And it's so rich. I can just imagine when I think of how rich this earth note is. I picture just scooping my hand down into this black volcanic, rich soil and just having it sift through my fingers. It's just so rich and moist. I mean, it's just very, very nice. And then I still kind of have a little bit of that dark chocolate. It's kind of a bittersweet. Sometimes it's a little bit bitter, and sometimes I get a little bit of sweetness from it. So,
yeah, I'm getting, of course, that wood. I'm getting the leather. Got that, of course, espresso still in it. Now, when you say, of course, like a fruit, kind of reminds me of like a fig, a dried fig. It does. And I've had that taste a couple of times in cigars, like the dried figs. Definitely no wood in the cigar. I'm not getting any wood taste.
Yeah, I would say it's more towards the figgy. I wouldn't say it's like a berry fruitness, but like a dark fruit or like a fig Newton. You know, not the cookie part of it, but the actual fig.
It definitely it definitely intensifies, and that black pepper is definitely intensifying. It's still a great chewy cigar, as we say, and I think, if anything, Nip Manillo, he's done a wonder here. No wonder he got, of course, the 2022 Cigar of the Year. No wonder he was in Cigar Aficionado and got a good rating on it. He's a maestro at what he's done. And of course, for anyone that doesn't know about Nip Manillo, He started out, of course, at Drew Estate with, of course, Steve Sackett from, from Dumbarton and Tobacco Trust. And they made, of course, a lot of your Liga cigars. And they were the ones, of course, to use Connecticut broadleaf. And me and Kurt have been fortunate enough that we've smoked, of course, the Charter Oak, which, of course, is by Foundation with the broadleaf. And we've also smoked the Tabernacle. And Kurt, where would you range the Olmec out, of course, them three cigars, my brother? Where would you range your Olmec in that list?
This Almac is my favorite out of all three of those. I like it more than the Tabernacle, and I like the Tabernacle more than I like the Charter Oak, but it's in that same family. But this is just it's so unique and different, and I just can't get over the chewiness and the thickness and the richness of it. This is, like I said at the beginning, this is, if not my favorite, it's like in my top three. It may be my new favorite cigar for a while.
Yeah, and of course, we will be coming back. Me and Kurt, of course, with Grumpy and with Matthew, and of course with Jess, and we will be live doing the Tabernacle by Foundation, and that's going to be in August. But what we're going to do, we're going to get down to the band, and then, of course, we'll be back. So stay with us, and we'll see you soon. So, of course, we're back, and we said, of course, about the band. So on the band, of course, you can see Olmec, and of course, it says Esteli Nicaragua. And on the back of the band, you've got, of course, Foundation's symbol, which, of course, is a pyramid with a sun. And you know something? I like their design. It's, of course, gold, it's orange and black. And Kate, how did it come off? Did it come off nice? No, of course, pulling of the wrapper. How did yours
Yeah,
come off, my
actually,
brother?
the previous ones that I've smoked, I've had to pop them off, but once I got down near the wrapper and got a little heat to it, it popped right off. But for whatever reason, this one tonight, it just slid off intact.
Hmm.
So, whatever you
Yeah,
take from that. But yeah, it's a good looking band. I like it.
yep,
It's got some simplicity to it, but it does represent the
yep,
characterization of the Almac people, and he's smoking a cigar. And
yep.
I think one thing, I don't know if you mentioned, they say the Almac people are one of the first civilizations that were known to use tobacco. So that's a
No, I didn't
long
mention
time
that.
ago.
And yeah, don't get me wrong, this has got a lot of pacting on it. Of course, cigar glue to stick it on. And that was a little bit over the top. It's all right. It hasn't taken off. But you know something? It's a nice band. And as we know with different bands, some, the paper, you can tell. But this is that really high class one, of course. And you can see the lines in it that they've put on this. And it's a sharp, nice wrapper. And I do like it. It's nice. Of course, we did say when we had the cigars, they don't come in cellophane. And that's another uniqueness with most of all Foundation cigars, basically. I think, of course, even the Django series don't come with cellophane on. And they, of
Yeah.
course, Foundation's infused cigars. But they're great. But of course, now we're getting into
How,
this back third.
how do you feel about
But go on,
that?
Kurt.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that cellophane? Me personally, I almost kind of like a cigar in cellophane. It just gives it that, for me, it just gives it that little extra protection.
Yeah,
And I find that, these are in my humidor, and then the same with the Tabernacle. They're in there. I'm just having to be more cognizant of them, I guess, and that's probably just me. I mean, I'm not moving a lot of things around in there or rustling things around,
yep,
but it's that much more potential for to get damaged. Me personally, I kind of like that cellophane. That's interesting that they don't put a lot of cellophane on a lot of their
yeah.
cigars.
I I personally rather have cellophane on my cigars because, of course, in transit, you don't know if, of course, the box is going to get banned or anything. You don't know, of course, when the cigars are in the humidor, who's picking them up. At least with cellophane, it's protecting the cigar. Of course, when people are going in to the humidor and picking the cigar out, you don't know if they touched your cigar and what's on their hands. So really,
Yeah,
to
and
me, cellophane's always been the best policy. To
I mean,
me, it does.
you always have that guy that's going to pick up a cigar that's not in cellophane and smell it. But I think
Yeah,
that's kind of a rare occurrence. But you still do have people picking them up, and someone may pick it up and carry it around for a few minutes and see something else and put that one back down, change their
mm,
mind. So from the brick and mortar standpoint too, I think I would like to have a
yeah.
definitely in cellophane as well.
But of course, a lot of it could be, Kate, price point. You think, of course, the price point on the cigars of how we get them without cellophane is probably less than what you're going to be paying for a cigar with cellophane. Because I know with cellophane, it's a lot of money. And with the cellophane anyway, it's a wood type cellophane. And
Hmm.
of course, it breathes. So it breathes, of course, the moisture in and lets the moisture out. So, of course, as we know, when we put them in our humidor with whatever we use, either distilled water or Bovida, or of course, the different gels and stuff, that puts moisture in there that can then go through the cellophane to the cigar. And if there's too much, it'll go back out. I think sometimes when you've got a naked cigar, as we would say, it's got that case of getting too much moisture. And is it going to release that moisture? To be honest with you, my cigar's got a little bit of sponge to it. Not overly sponge. And I just,
Yeah,
yeah,
and you got to
me
think.
personally, sell it.
Yeah, and you got to think too. That's an extra labor step too. And I don't know how many cigars you've tried to put back in cellophane, but it's not easy putting it in there because it wants to
Yeah.
straighten out, and you can nick the cap on your cigar. I mean, so it's a
Oh, yeah.
challenge to be able to do that too. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Um, so that would
But
have been a question for when we had the rep on from Foundation that we didn't ask.
yeah, when we had Eduardo on, of course.
Yeah.
And of course, you can catch that on the Cigar Lounge channel when we spoke to Eduardo. And of course, I did ask him what the new cigar was that was coming out in the UK. And he did say, I can't tell you, my brother. And I did say he'd have to tell me offline, and he didn't. But I already knew it was going to be the Olmec. And of course, it was the Olmec. So I was right. But anyway, what you getting in this back third, Kate? What you getting on taste wise
Um,
now, my bro? We're getting to the back.
for this final third, the intensity has kicked up another notch for me. For me on the Maduro side, it's been I wouldn't say a significant increase, but it is a noticeable increase. I put it up to a 7.5, so I put this cigar overall at a straight medium plus on the Maduro side. But
Yep.
that spicy black pepper has led the entire way through the whole cigar. That rich, volcanic, creamy earthiness is there. Um, the pepper is strong enough where it's drowned out any of that dried fruit or sweetness that has left. Which I did enjoy that, but I'm still enjoying
Yep.
this because it's a new, and I like cigars as that I can pick up the differences between the first, second, and
Yep.
third. I still have just a little bit of that bitter and then the sweet dark cocoa on the long finish on it. And again, it's just I can't express enough how much I love the chewiness, the thick
Yep.
smoke of this. It's just
Would you
very
say
very unique.
would you say this the peppers intensify to like a red pepper? Because to
No, it's
me, it kind of intensifies and goes up to that red pepper stage with me.
yeah for
And I
me.
don't know
I
if that's just me. I don't.
and usually I'm pretty good. I can say it's a white pepper, black pepper, or red pepper, or when it changes from the black to the red.
Mm,
But to me, it's still in that black pepper family. It's just got that spice to it, so it hasn't really increased to that next level of the red pepper.
yeah.
But it's spicy and it's there. It's up
Oh yeah.
front for me.
It's definitely there. Pepper's definitely there. The earth's definitely there. That nice wood taste. I'm getting a wood now. It's a subtle wood. It's not an over big wood. Of course, the earth is still there. You can tell, of course, that pepper is very nice. It's not overpowering. I would say mine has
And
intensified a little bit to a red pepper because I'm getting a little bit
for
of that
me,
red
it's
pepper side. I am.
and when I describe the black pepper that I'm tasting in this, it's not like a black pepper that I've tasted in a lot of cigars. It's very different and unique, and that's what has, I think, one of the reasons that I'm so captivated and love this
Yep.
cigar, because it's something totally different. It's special.
Oh yeah. And of course, we can see you're using your cigar pick, of course, Kurt, and of course that's part of the competition. It is, and I've just pulled out mine, and of course, Kurt made me this one out of a deer antler that he found in, of course, his garden, and very unique. And Kurt, these, of course, are going to be on sale soon, aren't they, my brother? Where,
Oh,
of
they're
course,
already
people
up
can
on
get them.
the yeah, they're
Yep,
already up on Amazon. If you just search Cigar Kurt, all one word, you'll see the cigar band picks come up. This is a crown head one that I made for myself, one of my favorite cigars. The 50 cals up there. Yeah, there's the
yep,
M81, and then the deer antler ones are up there.
yep,
I've only got 4 deer antlers up there. Those are a little bit more labor intensive. So I like to take my time with them. I'm not rushing anything.
yep,
To me, this is more of a hobby and a passion. So I like to put out
yep,
something that's quality. So they're up there if anybody wants to look at them.
yep. And of course, they will be on the Cigar Loons website soon. So you'll be able to find them on there as well with a direct link to go and, of course, purchase yourself one. And like we said again, enter the competition. You've got to be in it to win it because these are very unique. And our Kurt's put them together, something different. And just look at that 50 cal. When
Yeah,
can you say that you've got a 50 cal?
each one has its own Kydex sheath
Yep,
that's custom fit to it, and the Kydex, it'll pretty much fit any of these 50 cal once I make them. But like your
yep,
deer antler one, and then these cigar band ones, each one is just slightly different. Especially the deer antler ones, that
mm,
is custom fit. That Kydex sheath will only fit that nub
oh yeah,
tool.
yeah. And you know something, of course, this was very unique, of course, having the American flag on it. And it does just fit. You can see straight there, of course, the fit of it is to do, of course, with the antler. And now the antler's fitted. And I gotta say, Kurt, I absolutely love the blackened one as well. As you know, that's one of my favourite cigars. And definitely gonna have to do a cigar review on this. Or, of course, maybe do, of course, the shade to black and see if I can get it over in the UK. But we're going to get down into the business end now of the cigar, to the nub, our last thoughts of the cigar, and of course, where you can grab it. So stay with us, and we'll be back in a minute. So we'll see you in a minute. So, of course, we're back. And yeah, we're down into that business end, as we call the nub. And if you want to go and grab yourself, of course, the Robusto in the Olmec, it's $12.66 in the United States. And Kurt, how much is your one, my brother, in the States to grab hold of?
It's about 11 and a half. So, and this is a smaller cigar than I normally smoke. They had a special on them. I think I ended up paying like $7 or $8 a cigar, and I just wanted to try it. So, if I do buy any more of these, I will probably buy the Robusto or the Toro size. I just absolutely,
Yeah,
and I'm definitely gonna buy more. I'm probably gonna buy a box of them because they're just, like I say, it's
yeah.
very good.
And of course, you can get them from GQ Tobacconists, which is one of our sponsors. You can also go and get them on, of course, Famous Smoke, and I believe you can also get them on our new sponsor, OnlineCigars.com. And of course, Kurt, where did you get yours again, my brother?
I got mine from Cigar Page. They had a special on
Yeah.
some 5 packs, so I picked up some Tabernacles, picked this one up, and some other ones, and yeah, I couldn't beat the price on them.
So now, of course, we're down into the business end. What you're getting now is you're getting down into the last bit of the nub of the cigar, my brother. What taste are you getting now?
Same thing. That spicy black pepper. It's definitely stronger. Still very enjoyable. It's not overpowering when I say that it's but it is definitely in the medium plus range. And that earthiness, like I say, it's just like this volcanic. In my head, I imagine this rich, earthy, volcanic soil that this tobacco is grown in. I can just almost picture it, and that's what and to me, that's a testament to the blend in this cigar. If it can take me there and make me,
Oh
imagine
yeah,
the soil, it's something special. Like I say, that fruit, that dark fruit, is pretty much drowned out by the black pepper, but I still have just a
yeah,
little bit of dark chocolate, bitter. It's mostly bitter. There's a little bit of sweetness once in a while,
yeah.
but just that rich, thick, chewy smoke.
Oh yeah.
Um,
It's
Wonderful.
definitely
Mm-mm-mm.
definitely rich, definitely that leather as my mouth's dry, and it's not due to the whiskey because I've only had the one. It's definitely that earth is there. You've got, of course, that nice dark pepper of the black. To me, when I said, of course, it might have intensified to red, it hasn't. It's that black pepper. It's a strong black pepper. And I thought with it intensifying that more, this was going to be the red, and it's not, which I can tell because, of course, with retro hailing, I could tell this was the black. If it was the red, I'd be sneezing left, right, and centre because the red really messes with my nose. It does. And it is a nice cigar. Like I say, no wonder Nick Manillo, of course, got Cigar of the Year in 2022. No wonder he got, of course, where he got on Cigar Aficionado last year. Hopefully, this year, he gets number one on the cigars. And I'll be voting on Cigar Aficionado, like, of course, yourself and everyone else. And definitely make sure to go and pick it up. Go and read up on Foundation if you want. And you can go to their website, which is foundationcigars.com. And you'll see the Olmec straight on there. You'll see, of course, the Askham, which was originally the Matape that I smoked, and that's another great cigar. And you'll find out about the High Clairs and the other cigars that they've got. And as you know, Kurt and myself, Nick Manillo is a history buff, and all the cigars are around history. Of course, with the Olmecs, the Tabernacle, the Askham, all the different names, and High Clair. The cigars, of course, are the castle. That's here in England, the High Clair Castle, and it was used in Downton Abbey as well. And they've also now got, I believe, a gin that's come out. And go and pick yourself one up. And like I say, you can go and visit the people that we've said, like GQ, of course, famous online cigars, of course, Cigar Page, and go and grab yourself one and smoke it. Kurt, last overall thoughts on the cigar, my brother, before, of course, we finish this live.
For me, like I say, this is probably my new favorite cigar till something else comes along. But on me, on a scale of 100, I give this, and it's a big number for me. It's a 95. I really, really think this cigar. I think it should have been higher with the Cigar Aficionado last year. This is
Yep,
just a phenomenal blend, and that Mexican San Andreas, it's something special in the cigar. So it's worth a
yep,
try if you either the
yep,
Claro like you have or the Maduro.
yep. Yeah, definitely. And of course, my overall thought on it is definitely up. They're at a 95 out of 100. Construction's brilliant. Burn is brilliant. Ash, bit flaky, but you know something, you get that in some cigars. It's a nice grey ash, which I like to see in cigars. It's all long filler in the cigar. And yes, Nick should have got a higher rating on Cigar Aficionado, but you know something? Go and check him out because he's got a lot of unique cigars and he is classed as a boutique cigar, and we're big fans of boutique. But I see this next year, coming out of this and coming into next, this guy's going to be a premium top cigar on the list, of course, of like Arturo Fuente, Padron, JC Newman, Drew Estate. He's going to be up there in that league. And good luck to him because he's a nice guy. Eduardo, of course, the rep. If you see him around, go and chat to him. Very knowledgeable guy. And he was a great guest, and we really enjoyed having him on. But from me and Kurt, this has been, of course, the cigar review of the Foundation Cigars Olmec. And of course, I've had the Claro and Kurt's had the Maduro.
Yep.
And another great one that I've smoked with Kurt. And like I say, make sure, of course, check out the competition on the Cigar Lounge. Go and check out the Foundation of course, interview that we did with Eduardo. And like I say, we'll catch you on the next Cigar Loons podcast. And from me and Kurt, stay smoky. Kurt, go on, say your normal say, my brother, what you always say.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
And on that one, I'll play you, of course, the intro for the outro.